I just decided right now for the rest of my life I'm going to start saying yep whenever somebody says okay.
Okay.
Yep.
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 All right.
Oh, yep.
Cool.
Yep.
I didn't say okay.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to Way Too Broad, a place for friends to talk about things that they're really, really ridiculously excited about. I'm Hannah, okay?
Yep.
And these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hey, Hannah. Hi, Ben.
Hi.
Hello, Hannah Banana and Hannah Banana. I'm making it happen.
Ben.
What are you drinking? Is that monkey shoulder?
No, but we did see Monkey Shoulder.
That doesn't mean anything.
I have seen a monkey shoulder.
Hold up. What's everybody else drinking?
Water.
What?
You say that, but you didn't answer what you were drinking. I'm drinking gin and grapefruit juice.
Nice.
You mean a Ginny Weasley?
A Ginny Weasley. No, because a Ginny Weasley is supposed to have something like grenadine or Campari in it. But yes, this is a Ginny Weasley.
That's too pink, is what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
What are you drinking, Hannah?
I'm drinking a Glendalough Irish whiskey.
Oh.
It's very smooth, as Irish whiskey do. It's the Spirit of Ireland. It's from the same company that does the gin that's the Spirit of Ireland. And
made by the hipsters.
Yeah. And so Ian and I, we were in the mood for a new liquor. We're like down to the bottom of the quote unquote barrel of our bourbon. So we went to the whiskey section at the Wines and More today. And he was like, "Have you ever had scotch?" And I said, I don't know if I've ever had scotch. And then we went to the scotch section, and there was Monkey Shoulder. And I was like, oh, so I've had scotch before.
Oh, there you go.
Monkey Shoulder.
Do you want to tell the story about Monkey Shoulder? The abridged version? No.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Yeah. So on my wedding, at my wedding, Erin, you tell the story.
Well, the short version is that we drank a lot. I think
we drank a lot at my wedding.
We drank a lot at Hannah's wedding. The joke I tell, which is not true, is that the reason I drank so much is because being unused to drinking whiskey, when the bartender asked me how many fingers I wanted. I messed it up. When the pretty bartender asked me if I wanted 2 fingers or 3, I misunderstood the question. But anyway, well, we ended up drinking a lot, and I think towards the end of the evening we ended up drinking a lot of Monkey Shoulder, which is
a scotch.
A scotch.
How I remember it, for the record, is that I was like, just going about my wedding reception business, and then every once in a while, Erin would just turn up with a glass of a brown liquid, and I'd be like, "What are you drinking?" And she'd be like, "Monkey Shoulder. Do you want some?" And I'd be like, "Of course." And then she'd just feed me Monkey Shoulder, and that happened like numerous times throughout the night, and eventually she maybe even brought me my own cup of it. And so I remember you as the premier Monkey Shoulder delivery service and worst influence of my whole
and wasn't like
reception.
I feel like I remember
Worst influence.
Erin always had whiskey, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to lick whiskey," and so she just was doing it by drinking a bunch of whiskey that night.
Yeah, which is not a great way to do it, because I do definitely after your wedding, and then definitely after my wedding, just can't do whiskey anymore. We had a good time though, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a great time. I did get, so Ian and I actually call moments where we need to, step in and rescue each other from, overly drunkenness, which doesn't happen that often, but we have a name for it now, and it's a monkey shoulder. We'll be like, oh, that was a monkey shoulder night for you. Because
Yep.
because he, like, I was like right on the threshold of blackout drunk by like the time that things were like winding down, and Ian could tell. And so like I had a grand plan, and we were gonna go to every single, so we got married, for our listeners, we got married at a campgrounds, and there were like I don't know, like maybe 2 or 3 square miles of land where the cabins were all spread out that our guests were staying at, and we'd been invited back to a lot of people's cabins for like a nightcap, and I was like ready and insistent that we were going to make the loop, the like 3-mile loop, and visit everybody before we went to bed. And Ian was like, basically, like, he didn't want to say no to me, but he was like, why don't we just go for a walk first? It was like pouring rain outside. Like, it wouldn't have worked. In the best of circumstances, I wouldn't have wanted to do it, let alone like in my wedding dress in the pouring rain, very drunk. So he had to like, sort of, it removed me from the situation for a while and make me walk a lot to like bring me back to reality. But
we've all been there.
I still like whiskey. Yeah.
Good times. I hope that he doesn't hold a grudge for me for I mean, we were both in it together, I feel.
I agree. Listen, it was an entirely perfect night. There's no grudges to be had as far as I'm concerned. Ben, what are you drinking?
Watner. Actually, I'm out. I drink it so quickly. I always get a full glass right when we start, and then I just drink it all because I'm thirsty.
You love water more than anybody I've ever met.
This is true.
You just can't get enough of that water.
Well, I have a problem with any
sweet
drink. I just drink really quickly, and it sometimes is a problem when I'm like drinking alcohol, because if it doesn't taste enough like alcohol, even like whiskey, like I really like whiskey, and so I can drink it really quickly if I'm not careful. Yes, I have to like be very conscious of that.
In a social setting, I can drink beer super fast.
Yeah, same.
Like if I'm like home, just me and Molly, I'll like nurse a beer back to health. But if I'm like hanging out with somebody, I'll like drink a beer real fast.
Yeah, also same.
Can I have a story I want to tell you guys, but maybe I should. I feel like I always like jump the line for upfront stuff.
Tell us a tale.
All right. It's about this guy at the liquor store. So, actually, it's more about this time I went to the liquor store earlier this week. I was picking up cider. I had a really long week.
First, get your story straight before you tell it.
It's just about this thing that happened to me, okay? I had a really long week this week, and I was like, I had this 2-day long meeting with my biggest customer at work. Oof. And it was really like exhausting, and I was like there early every day from like for the first 3 days of the week, and I was there late at at the end of the day, and I was just like, after it was over and it had gone okay, I was like, I need to get something to celebrate. So that's all to say, I was at the liquor store buying alcohol. So the first thing that happened was that as I was parking, I saw a huge, I mean, what I'm going to call them is a pack of dogs, but they had owners with them, or guardians, but like, they're still a group of dogs. So is that still a pack? I don't know.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Okay. And it was funny because I had seen the same pack of dogs the last time I'd been at this shopping plaza, and it had been like, oh, look, there's one person with a dog. Oh, there's another. Holy shit, that's St. Bernard. Oh my God, there's so many dogs. And like, that had been the experience the first time.
People?
And then I saw, no, it's the same people.
Okay.
I think they're,
no, I mean,
I think
like,
they're
there's
taking
multiple people?
Yeah, I think they're taking a class at the pet store there. But they were like not near the pet store. Like they were like across many streets from the pet store both times I saw them. So I think like it's maybe a dog walking class or something. I don't know. But I saw them 2 times in a row while I was there, and the St. Bernard was there both times, so I know it was the same group. But then I went into the store. Actually, I need some help from one of you guys who has access to your Slack role playing this interaction with me that I had when I went to buy my alcohol. Ben, do you have access to your Slack?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me put this up on there. All right. So, Ben, you're playing me. So I'm going to set the scene, and then you just do these lines in order as I stop talking, okay?
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
playing you,
So,
you said?
You're playing me. I'm playing the guy behind the counter.
Okay. I'm fascinated by what I'm reading here.
Okay. So, like, just to set the scene, I had an armful of things. They were not all alcohol, but I had an armful of things in no basket, and I had set them down at the counter. This guy was behind the counter, but he hadn't really engaged with me. And then as I set my stuff down and I'm standing there, he went and stood next to another register further down, and he just stood there, and he looked straight ahead, and he didn't say anything. And I just stood there, and for like a full minute, we both just stood at these two different registers, and nobody said or did anything. And then I was like, oh, I think he's waiting for me to come over. So I was like, oh, sorry. Now it's you. You start, Ben.
Oh, are you over there?
Yeah.
You don't have any gum, do you?
Oh, so I missed a line. So then I was like, oh, okay. And I went and I gathered up all my stuff.
Are you or is Ben you?
Right now I'm me. Okay.
Okay.
I gathered up all my stuff, my armful of stuff. He did not come over to help me or make any move to help. I came down to the end and put the stuff down, and he asked me if I'd found everything okay. And that's when you say this, Ben.
You don't have any gum, do you?
Gun?
No, gum.
Oh, what kind?
Wait, are you or you're the guy?
I'm the guy.
Now this is very confusing because you
you?
could have just sent me the other guys.
Why don't you
What
be
he said.
you and Ben be...
Because Ben doesn't know what the guy said.
I didn't know what you said either. That's
Yes,
why
you do. I wrote down.
Yeah, but you
I
could
wrote
have
down
written
what I
down
said.
what the guy said.
You should have
Wait.
heard what the guy said.
No, because I need to do it. I need to do the character. I'm the one that saw
All right,
him.
all right,
Oh,
all right,
right.
all right,
Okay.
all right.
Okay, that makes
Let's
sense.
go-
Can
all
we
right.
start
Okay.
over?
From the top.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Scene at the liquor store. Take 2.
Okay.
I
So
start it.
we're both standing at two different registers, and then you realize that I'm waiting for you.
And action.
Oh, are you over there?
Yeah. Oh, did you find everything okay?
You don't have any gum, do you?
Gun?
No, gum.
Oh. What kind?
Oh,
Oh, do you mean like, do I have any or to buy?
to buy.
Oh, it's over there.
Okay, thanks.
I was confused because I only have bubble gum, so I wasn't sure if you would want that.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so then you come back. I come back with me,
Yeah.
the person you're playing,
Yeah.
comes back to the counter. So just one thing to note, there was only like cinnamon gum and bubble gum. So I picked up bubble gum and I came back to the counter. And I put down the gum and he was like, "Oh, that's so funny. I also have bubble gum. That's so crazy." I was like, I think I have the same kind. And then this guy behind the counter, he pulls out from his pocket a plastic sandwich bag full of loose pieces of bubble gum. Like sticks that came from a box. And then it's, yeah, you could like laugh uncomfortably. That's what that last line
yeah.
is.
What? What? Yeah, you probably got it from here, the store.
I know you work there.
Where you're working. And she's not asking you about your personal inventory of gum.
Why in the world? Why have you ever asked have you ever in that situation, have you ever asked any person behind the counter selling you things if they'll lend you some personal thing of theirs? That's like if I went up to the counter at CVS and I was like, "You don't have tissues, do you?" Why would you think that I was asking that person for a tissue? That's
No, do you personally have any tissues? Do you have any? I don't want them, but you just have some taking
I
an
will
inventory.
not buy tissues today.
Yeah.
Right. So then as I was walking out of the store, I had a moment where I genuinely questioned if I was awake.
Are the
Because
dogs involved?
The dogs walked by. They were walking them in my direction.
So it was
as I
like deja vu. You were like,
Yeah.
these
Well,
dogs.
the dogs were there when I parked, and then they were walking them in my direction as I was walking in. And every part of it just felt like so surreal. And then the other funny thing is that when we were there today, he actually was also there, and he was complaining about how people, like,
are always asking him for gum.
he was complaining
He's
about,
like, just buy some. I'm not giving you my gum.
I only have bubble gum anyway.
Here in this bag. He was like, yeah. He was complaining about his job, and he was like, I'm so glad tomorrow's my last day. And like, this being the second weird interaction I'd had with him, I was like, oh, thank God. I didn't say that, but in my head, that's what I thought. Because I thought I was just
He
doomed.
probably meant, like, of the week, though. He doesn't sound like he communicates like normal people.
I don't know, because Ian said that he actually used to talk to him a lot when he first started at the job, like 3 months ago. And that he was really, really nice and enthusiastic then. And that is not the vibe he's giving off now. So I think maybe maybe my local wine plus store just, like, wears you down.
Maybe he's had too much bubble gum.
Maybe he's had too much bubble gum. So that was my weird story.
Wow.
For you guys.
Everything about that is weird. Like, if we really break it down scene by scene, the Ziploc bag full of loose bubble gum?
That's what really keeps coming back for me.
See, for me, the part that, like, really... the part that really stuck out to me at the time was that he thought I said... The thing that he heard me say was, you don't have gun, do you?
In your professional opinion, was he high?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know,
maybe.
And why the reason that
and thank you for recognizing that I am a professional at telling people are high.
The reason the baggie sticks out to me so much is because I remember thinking when he said, I think I have the same kind. I was like, whenever you take a piece of gum out, like, if it's gum in your pocket, you see the packaging and you know what kind of fucking gum you have. So I was like, how would he not know? And then immediately Hannah answered it by telling us it's kept in a fucking baggie.
It's such a worse way
this
to
the
carry
kind
it.
of? It's not the kind of gum that has, like, were they individually wrapped sticks of gum?
Yeah, it's like Orbit.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So they were, but you know how hard it is to pull those out? Like, you can't actually pull out a piece of Orbit gum without destroying the container. I mean, maybe that's what happened to him. But, like, he would have had to make some effort to pull them all out.
That is really weird. This behavior is inexplicable.
Yeah.
The only explanation is that you're in a dream.
Yeah, maybe I'm still in a dream. I don't know.
We don't actually know who you are.
You not Hannah. I also wanted to mention that I've been following up on your guys' obsessions.
Oh.
I watched Cameron Esposito's special.
What'd you think of it?
Very good.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Do you think it was very funny?
That's why I want to talk about yelling, because I didn't remember her yelling so much in her stand-up.
She yells a lot.
It was very, like, It was very effective. I just, like, didn't remember it. I always thought of her as, like, very smooth. She doesn't yell a lot, like, in Take My Wife. I think maybe that's more my point of reference.
Oh, yeah. No, she's definitely a yeller in her stand-up.
I liked it a lot.
Old yeller.
Yeah.
Am I right?
She's not that old, Ben. Come on.
Old yeller. Like the book.
She doesn't die at the end, Ben. Spoilers
Well, everyone
all around.
does, so.
That's true.
She does die at the end.
Spoilers all around.
Spoilers all around.
Secondly, I've been listening to Freedom today, like binging.
It's good, right?
Freedom.
It's it's very funny. It makes me laugh a lot, which
Yeah, it's so enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same vibe. Like, I think the reason I like You Talking You Two to Me and Are You Talking REM Me so much is because it's, like, still funny, and, like, they're comedians, so they can't help, like, be doing bits all the time. But, like, it's also just friends hanging out talking.
Exactly.
So, like, our schmash.
Yes.
Yeah, it is kind of. They did a thing. They did one of their segments. They did. I want to do it here, but I don't have the proper tools yet.
I am not caught up.
I'll break it out when I do.
On that, I've missed the past few.
I can't listen to the first three. Huh?
I really enjoyed. I'm just reflecting on the last segment. I really enjoyed the script concept and how you just had it going from the beginning as you not playing you without alerting the audience at all. That was really enjoyable. We were just supposed to know that was happening.
I said it. I don't know. I think I said it.
Do you remember that, Ben?
Well, I had to pay attention to her saying it because
That's
I
true.
was a performer.
And
I'm a professional.
Ben had to get in character. He needed to know his character.
He needed
inside and out.
No, to get into character. I must have missed it. I must have been.
It was very brief and probably only said once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. That's
Okay.
very true.
Okay. It was beautiful. It was art. It was really good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
What's else? What's going on?
What's else?
I also some San Pellegrino. I forgot to.
Excellent. Well, I am just hanging out with the bag of loose bubble gum in my pocket. Nothing much.
Oh, I guess I should also mention, I mentioned this before we started recording, but I did also have a cocktail with dinner tonight, so that's why if I misspeak a lot, you'll know why.
Yep.
And I have a 3-day weekend right now.
Alcohol. Wow! Why do you have a 3-day weekend?
I just took Monday off because I wanted to.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Way to go. Oh, I started my new job, which you know, but the listeners might not.
Congrats.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And my new commute. Oh, my first day I was an hour late because there was a terrible car accident. It was really sad. Somebody died. But it was right. Yeah, it was it was pretty close to where I was. But otherwise it's been good. I've been podcasting. I started listening to Slow Burn.
Oh.
And I started another one. The problem is I was Slow Burn is really interesting, but I was thinking so much about my new job and thinking about things about it that I kept accidentally realizing I wasn't paying attention to it. And with ones like those, that's you have to really like. But when I am paying attention to it, I find it to be completely absorbing. When I am finally able to be absorbed by it.
I don't know if that's how absorption is supposed to work, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, sleepy times.
I'm waking up. I'm doing it.
It's a Silly Friday edition of Way Too Broad again this week. 2 weeks in a row, Silly Friday edition.
That's right.
Isn't it 3 in a row?
Is it?
Mm.
Let me check.
No, that's okay. So,
No one cares.
we have an email. We could save it for the end this week.
Oh, let's read it before we forget. Is it a good email?
Huh?
Is it a good email?
Yeah.
Let's email it.
Okay, it's from shoutouts to Rachel.
Hi, shoutouts to Rachel. Oh, yeah, I remember this one.
It's not 3 in a row.
Yeah,
Okay,
we didn't
thanks,
think so, Ben.
This is from shoutouts to Rachel. It's called, the subject line is Scream on Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you don't
Instant
get that,
classic.
you better go back and listen to last week's episode, because you should get it.
It's
Okay.
a classic.
It's a classic. First emo single I hope they play. Feelings. All caps. That's the name of the single. Okay. Possible
Agreed.
children's book. Oh, this is us answering that whether Scream on Stars could be a children's book. Possible children's book, but not as good an idea as Things We Knew Were Big But You Didn't and We Want You to Know Now by Hannah and Erin Cousins. Cousins.
Thank you.
Okay, so the book Scream on Stars could be a book about the proper use of propositions, plus feeling your feelings and finding outlets for your anger.
Proposition. No one to use them selectively. I've got a bag of gum in my pocket with your name on it.
All right, listen, I need to actually zoom in on this because I have to blame the text size for that one.
Definitely don't blame all of the alcohol you just mentioned you drank.
All right, so the book Scream on Stars could be a book about the proper use of prepositions, plus feeling your feelings and finding outlets for your anger that don't hurt other people. I'm imagining a young kid getting really mad about something and then telling their parent that they are so mad they're going to scream on stars, and then comes the lesson about how that can be a good way to let off steam, but that it's really scream at stars. And then to cheer up the kid, the parent takes them around a park and does silly things like a handstand on a park bench and asks, am I doing a handstand on this park bench or in this park bench? And am I sitting in this recycling bin or at this recycling bin? You know, you could do either one, really. With that one. And then the kid gets the hang of prepositions and is laughing and the hang of propositions and is laughing and successfully cheered up, but has also recognized that if they're mad, they are allowed to go scream on stars. It doesn't say that. It says at the stars because they learned. This is obviously a stretch, but A+ for effort? ?
I love that.
That sounds
I
great.
really love it. I really love it. Your shoutouts to Rachel is kind of revealing herself as a children's book savant, I'd say.
Yeah.
I agree. Mm-hmm. I think you should change careers.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, quit your day job. Truly. Sincere advice.
She really loves her day job.
Oh,
actually.
well then don't. A night hobby. Do both. You know, why not have it all?
Have a night hobby. Scream on stars while you write children's books.
Oh, that's great. Have a night hobby.
Should we do obsessions?
Oh, probably, right?
Definitions.
Okay. You know who's first? I do.
Erin?
No, I was first last time.
That's me?
It's Ben.
It's been. It's because it's like a pop and a push, right?
Yes. Right.
Mine's a movie.
A movie.
I feel like
A
I
video
always
film?
do a thing where I never say mine outright, and I kind of make you guys guess a little bit, and I don't consciously do
I
that.
like it.
I like
I
it.
think
You're a
it's
man
good.
of mystery.
But
Mine's a
Do you know
movie.
what I'm
Take a
referencing?
guess at what it is. There's so
Okay,
many.
all right.
It came out this year.
Only-
It came out this year. I'll narrow
It
it
came
down
out
to
this
that.
year. Okay, Arrival. No, that didn't come out this year.
Yeah. It didn't. I thought it came out in like January.
Oh yeah,
I
Arrival.
do really like that movie, but no,
I haven't seen it.
it's very
Okay,
good.
comedy, sci-fi, action, or drama.
Drama, but with a lot of funny moments.
Don't think twice.
No, that's a good guess for what I said, though. But I feel
Yeah,
like I
thank
would
you.
classify
I thought
that
so.
more as a dark comedy, maybe. I don't. It's kind of in between. It's on the line, definitely.
Yeah, because it's not dark. So
Yeah.
whatever a sad comedy would be.
Yeah. Good guess, but also not. Another movie I really like, though. So
Whatever movie would be, you'd be like, that was funny, but I'm more depressed than I thought I'd be.
yes, exactly.
Hotel Transylvania.
No, I haven't seen that.
Can I just say, I went to see Incredibles 2 this week, and I saw the preview for Hotel Transylvania, like, they go on a cruise, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
What? I haven't heard of it. What is it?
I don't even know.
I'm asking you, Ben. It's your favorite movie this week.
Yeah, it's your obsession.
Well, I wasn't in the loop
Explain
about
it to us.
Hotel Transylvania to begin with. But it's like, it looks like the dumbest shit. I'm like, people spent years of their life working on this. Anyway.
Jurassic World.
No, I'm just gonna tell you guys.
Yeah, we're going to be here all night.
It's Love, Simon.
Ah.
Have either of you seen it?
Nay.
Oh, really?
Nay.
Oh, you should. It's very, very, very good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very good. Kylie, it's so good. Okay, here's a testament to how good it is. Kylie saw it on a plane when she was going out to LA to do some interviews, and she hates rewatching things, and she hates spoilers for anything because she like hates knowing what's going to happen. And right when she got home, she really wanted to watch it with me and like rewatch it with me,
wow.
which is like a real testament to it being a very, very good movie. If Kylie wants to rewatch it,
Can I just say also that on the flight out to LA to do some interviews is a really cool like phrase. Like it makes her sound really cool.
Yeah,
that's
that
true. It
is
sounds like a
fucking
press
badass.
tour thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And she's doing press for her new project. No.
Doing the circuit.
So we watched it last night. And do either of you know what it's about?
Yeah. It's about Simon.
Spear keeps a huge secret from his family, his friends, and all of his classmates. Is it like...
Was that just a wild guess?
Yeah, when that secret is threatened, Simon must face everyone and come to terms with his identity. Is that something like... Is that something like what it is?
That's, surprisingly spot on, Hannah.
That's a really good synopsis, Hannah.
For something you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
So,
guessed.
it's about
how
a
Rachel
boy.
is like children's books. I'm like
You're a savant at guessing movie
Really?
synopsis.
A synopsis savant.
It's about a boy named Simon who is a 17-year-old senior in high school and who is gay and in the closet to everyone. So he hasn't out to anyone yet, but he's not, like, his family's very liberal and accepting of, like, homosexuality and everything. Like, it's not like a family or religious thing that hasn't come out, and all of his friends, he, like, knows to be super accepting of it in the kind of town in general. And so none of it, and he like, personally, it doesn't feel that ashamed of it. It's just he hasn't come out yet, and he hasn't really figured out how to. And so it's like, it's a really, really great example of how even for people in like for like LGBT people in the best of circumstances, like the best family and community you could possibly be in, it's still really hard to come out, and if it happens the wrong way, it can still be really devastating for you. Mm-hmm. So basically, like the story is someone finds out, because he starts emailing anonymously with this other student at the school who's in the closet, and they like sort of start falling in love, not knowing who each other are, and another guy finds these emails and starts blackmailing him to like help him with a girl or something. And I don't want to give away like the rest of the movie, but that's kind of that's all like in the first, that's like the first half an hour or so. That stuff happens all the first half an hour. It's like not the main thrust of the film. You know?
You keep using that
I
word.
know, I love it. It's a good word. It works in a lot of situations.
It's like your new word. It's like Benny's new word.
You gotta start saying it differently. You gotta start saying like, "That's the main thrust of the film."
It's not the main important thing.
Thrust.
But yeah, it's really good.
That's thrust.
I wanted to see it.
Yeah, I wanted to too, because when it came out, I heard like really, really good things about it, but I never got around to it. And then I also kept mixing it up with Call Me by Your Name, because that was another like really positively well-reviewed movie about two gay guys that came out around the same time and like had a young kind of new actor in it. They just, I don't know, and I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name yet either. I'd like to.
If I were to name your segment, I'd name it Ben Love Simon.
I think it has a really good soundtrack too.
Yes, it does. It does.
the way I've come across it at all is because there have been a few songs that have like turned up on my Discover Weekly or ended up on my radar on Spotify that appear to be from that soundtrack or on that soundtrack.
Yeah, it's got
cool.
a very good soundtrack.
Did you rent it on Amazon?
Yes.
Or was it streaming for free?
I rented it on Amazon.
Cool.
Although
it
I
on
want
Prime?
to, Kylie and I agreed we want to like buy a physical copy of it to have
Oh, cool.
because it's very good.
That sounds great, Ben. Next time, I love to like sometimes like eat dinner and watch a movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I know
for that.
that's like a
Two great tastes that taste great together.
I know that's the unique thing about me, but I'll cue that up next time.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah. That's good to know that it was good. I didn't realize that it was. Nobody in my life has recommended that movie to me.
Really?
So I'm really glad that you have.
Is
Yeah.
that just because no one's in your life has seen it? Or
Well, I
'cause-
don't know.
Okay.
No, nobody's said a word about it to me. I feel
So
like
she
it's a
wouldn't know.
conspiracy. But that's good.
Probably.
It's not one that I would have been like, oh, I assume that that's good, or I've heard it's good because I hadn't. But now I will make a point to see it.
Right, I didn't even know what it was about. I thought it was like just some
You
like teen
did know
movie.
what it was about.
I mean, I would guess that it's from the producers of The Fruit in Our
Fault in Our
Fault
Stars.
in Our Stars.
The fruit in our propositions.
The fruit in our loom.
The fruit on our propositions.
The Fruit in Our Stars. I don't know why all the texts are so small tonight.
What movie did you think it was?
The Fault in Our Stars.
This just looks like fruit. This word just looks like fruit to me.
She like stands by it.
She
Doesn't quite believe that it doesn't say fruit.
She's doubling the fuck down. Well, it looked like fruit. If it didn't want to be
This
read as
word
fruit, it
is
should...
fruit.
It's not my fruit. I mean fault.
That's just a wild guess that it's from the producers of The Fault in Our Stars.
The fruit in our stars. Don't the stars smell like pineapple tonight?
So yeah, well, I'll watch that. That sounds great.
It is good.
Did
It
you
is
see
great.
The Fruit in Our Stars?
No, I didn't.
That sounds great. It is good.
Oh no.
It's definitely
It's great. It's really good. I cried a lot. You'll cry a lot in it.
That's good.
But it's like
What don't I cry at these days? These days, all the media I watch makes me cry.
These
I want my
days.
money back if I'm not crying. If I'm not getting emotional release, I want my money back.
These days are crying days. Well, cool.
well, cool indeed.
I have a question that you can cut out.
Okay.
Is crying like an emotional orgasm? Is crying like the orgasm of emotions?
I think it can be part of it.
Yeah.
If you will. It's the ejaculate of an orgasm.
Yeah. What's the climax of an emotion? You said the ejaculate of an orgasm.
Yes. And meaning it's not
An emotional.
it's not the thing itself, but it's something we produce as part of it.
It's like, well, I think those are tears. I'm talking about crying because there's like a build up, and then there's like a
you're
release, which is so it's like the climax of.
Yeah, you're right. I'm talking about tears. It's a good point.
would argue that orgasms are the orgasm of emotions.
Interesting.
But maybe I'm just sentimental. You know?
Oh my god, you guys see last night's Queer Eye? Oh my god. Anyway.
Have you guys wait? Side note: have you guys finished Queer Eye?
No. I haven't finished yet. I'm almost there.
Have you seen the episode with the trans man yet?
Yeah, we watched that tonight.
That was so good and also made me cry a few times.
Yeah.
I was just happy. I felt like that was such a big moment for like TV and media in general.
It was like usually it's like the whole like scene with Tan on the couch. I was like, normally it's the Fab Five serving up the emotional labor. I was like, look at this. Like, they're doing the emotional work. Right. I was like, look at this.
Yeah, that conversation was really like super good for trans representation and trans understanding, I feel like. Skylar
reminded me so much of so many people I knew in college, and I appreciated him being so like willing to have that type of conversation with Tan, because I know that like that it is like a lot of the emotional labor to like explain to somebody why you need to do what you need to do.
Yeah, why you're valid and whatever.
Right.
Anthony was just so fucking... You know what it is with Anthony? I've been trying to open my heart. He's such a mansplainer. Like, at the end of the episode, he's like, well, that's actually poke. And then he explained what poke is to, like, a bunch of dudes who, like, live in New York City, honey. Like, everyone knows what poke is. And I think it's that he says... He's like, that's actually... Like, he's, like, the first person to ever... tell us this. His friends, his sweet queer eyes, they're so sweet.
Sweet queer eyes.
They just love him, and I bet just internally they're like, oh my fucking god, we know what poke is.
Well, and right after, Jonathan was like, I love poke.
Yeah. Well, actually, let me tell you what poke is. It's actually just so easy. I'm like, okay. I'm sorry. I totally took that away from you to talk about how much I really don't like Anthony. But I'm not alone. The internet was with me.
Congrats.
There's an article I came across, totally accidentally, was not looking for it, but it was like our favorite like moments with when Anthony's not cooking something, and it's like just I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Have you guys seen the Australia video that's on YouTube? It's wow, that was not descriptive enough. It's in Australia. It's a queer eye. It's a queer eye.
If I search Australia in YouTube, will I come up with like one hit, and will it be that video?
It's a video on Netflix's YouTube channel. I think it's just like basically an ad for Queer Eye, but it's like they went to Yass, Australia.
Oh my
and
God.
did like they basically did like a half a Queer Eye episode. Like it's a 20-minute long video of them like making over an Australian farmer.
Oh, cool.
In this rural town in Australia called Yass with two S's.
See the video where Tan went clothes shopping with that guy from SNL,
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I didn't watch all of it.
All kinds of promotion right now. Well, he just has such a nice way with
Did you
everybody.
see that?
I feel like he can help anybody dress better while also not like making them feel judged.
Yeah.
I love his whole piece about like he doesn't give a flip about fashion. He wants you to have style. I love that. And style's very personal.
Yes.
Hey, have you fucking seen that Pete Davidson's engaged to Ariana Grande?
Yeah, I fucking have.
Isn't that bizarre?
It might shock you to know, I've been following that very closely. Can't tell you why. Just have been checking in.
How can you not? It's
I don't know. They've got
fascinating.
matching tattoos. They have like 2 matching tattoos. They've been dating for a month. They're already engaged. Ariana Grande just broke up with what's his face?
Mac Gilmore?
Mac
Mac Miller. Whatever the fucking Mac something white guy.
Yeah. Look, it's not their fruit for loving each other.
So are you worried about them? Is that why you're following it?
Did nobody catch that joke?
No.
Oh, I get it.
It's not their fruit for loving each other.
I didn't get it.
Y'all.
It's just fascinating. I think that's
joke.
why
Great
I
joke.
haven't been following it that closely, but I've been every time it shows up like on Twitter or something, I can't help but like look through some stuff about it because it's just like.
Well, that's what I've been doing. So you've been following it, my friend. You've been following it.
I just had no idea until right now.
It's just a mind-boggling.
It is a mind-boggling.
It's just a.
She looks. Listen. I'm not like I don't subscribe to this like league stuff, but she looks every picture they're in together. I mean, and part of it is just the way he dresses because like he's trying to address that with tan and whatever. But like he looks like a complete schlub, and she looks like
it's like a butterfly being engaged to an orangutan.
You know,
exactly.
You know what it is for me is that he, like, I don't think he's very funny. I know that he is a pothead and he's high all the time. Like, I watched a video where he, like, said that he's high during SNL, he's high all the time. And she's an immensely talented artist. Like, she's incredibly talented.
She has an amazing voice.
She has an amazing voice. She's an amazing actress. Like, she's really quite talented. I hate to see her just hanging around with these potheads. Whatever. You know what? Whatever.
Okay, Mom. You
They just carry like loose bags of bubble gum in their pockets. I just don't trust them.
I think he's funny when he like on SNL. He does seem always like he's not 100% with it. Yeah. And I thought, didn't he go to rehab recently? Like a few months ago? I think he went on to Weekend Update to talk about going to rehab.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I don't get how
that happened.
We don't keep up with him.
I just
he's like, you just said you did, but fine, sorry.
Whenever I see him, he's like pretty funny. But then I think about the fact that he's the youngest SNL cast member in history.
Wow.
Or maybe he's not the youngest, but he's the youngest now. He's the only cast member like born in the 90s or something like that. Or something like that. He's one of the youngest ever. May not be the youngest ever, but he's one of the youngest ever. And I just feel like when you're like, he had to be really funny to be that young and inexperienced and get on SNL, right?
He had to be, like, really white guy.
Yeah. I just don't get, like, he doesn't seem like someone who is funny enough to be, like, advancing in his career that quickly, if that makes sense.
His funniest skits is that character where he just, the Chad character, where he's just like, okay. Like, that shit is funny, but literally, like, he's funniest when he's monosyllabic.
I really like his, like, little monologues that he does sometimes on Weekend Update. And he did, he was in rehab sometime in 2017. But I just sent you guys this headline. You don't have to, but it's from people.com. And I just like this kind of general reversal where it's like, okay, everybody recognizes that he is, like, the less famous or important part of this couple because it's, like, everything Ariana Grande's fiancé, Pete Davidson, has said about his variety.
Not to make this a rag on Pete Davidson. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure, whatever.
He just doesn't, I don't know. I don't think he's still sober, and that worries me because, but that's fine.
We just want the best for our Ariana.
Yeah.
Good for them if they love each other.
Yeah, that's great. Shouldn't be in a rush, though, because, love can be a slow burn. So
nice.
Right. So, do you want to hear about my thing?
Yeah, what's your thing? What's your freaking thing?
What?
My thing that I've actually been, like, bouncing around a lot between shows on Netflix. But one of them I thought you guys might be interested to hear about, if you don't know about it already. It is called The Staircase.
Oh, yeah.
Girl, that was almost my obsession last week.
Haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it? Do you know that it takes place in Durham, North Carolina?
I sure do.
Have you heard? I wanted to ask you about this. Yeah. Have you, like, heard about it? The case around Durham?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So when it was in the news, you were living in, like, near Durham at that time, right? That was like 2002, 2003. So you saw it, like, being covered and stuff?
I just remember hearing about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, so...
I don't know it, like, intimately.
Yeah. To give a short synopsis for the listener, The Staircase is it's a documentary series which is now on Netflix about this man. Is it Michael Peterson?
Yep.
And his wife, who died mysteriously, Kathleen Peterson, and they were alone at home, and he found her at the base of her stairs, of one set of their stairs. They live in this like
Her
palatial...
stairs. He had his stairs. She had her stairs.
Yeah, that's his whole defense, was like, they were her stairs. But
I can't go on her stairs. I'm not allowed.
Why would it be there? They were her stairs. Does that make sense to you? That
Do I
would
go on
be
your
there?
stairs? So she was found dead at the base of the stairs. There was like tons of blood, and so the whole thing is following like him and his family. Mostly, I would say there's definitely a heavy lean towards following the story of like the defendant and his family, like through this whole trial and stuff. And I haven't finished the series yet, and I know that there were 4 new episodes added to the series with like some updated information and stuff, which is probably how it got onto everybody's radar at the same time. So I'm very interested to see about that, because I'm like really don't know that I feel sure of what happened yet. Like I'm still like I'm still questioning a lot of things, and like, you know, trying to, and I'm not a judge or a jury, so it doesn't matter too much, but like I've been drawn in by like all the twists and turns. They did a pretty great job structuring the series so that it's like there's a big twist at either the end or the beginning of every episode. Oftentimes the beginning, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like
You'll
that.
end the episode like thinking that you know maybe what you think about it. It reminds me a little bit of how I felt watching or listening to Serial. Where it's like every time that I see another episode, I have like different doubts, like doubts I didn't even expect, didn't even know to expect, you know? So it's interesting. It's a good show. So Erin, tell us what it was like being in the area while that trial was going on.
Well, it wasn't like super on my radar. I was certainly not as much on my radar as Pete and Arianda, but but
I'm sorry. Did you just say Arianda? Were we gonna gloss over that?
yeah, we were.
I wasn't prepared to.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I'll have an Ariana Grande caramel macchiato iced.
Oh my god.
You know, I can't really comment because like it wasn't like it was just like something that you hear about, and it was I just knew about it. It wasn't anything like
Have you seen their house? Have you watched it?
Was there? Have I what?
Have you watched any of the series?
No, I really want to though.
Their house is ridiculous. It's huge. They have this like big pool.
His and her stairs.
There's her stairs. Yeah, his and her stairs. It's just like gorgeous. I was like trying to figure out. It's in Forest Hills. Do you know where that is?
Oh, I do.
Is that a fancy area?
Yeah.
So I will warn people that like they play the 911 call several times. They show a lot of like pictures and video of like graphic like things. They're not really like trying to protect the viewer from anything. So if you're squeamish about those kinds of things, it's probably not the best thing to watch. At
and
least
there's
for the
a
first
lot
couple
of blood.
episodes. There was oh my god, there was so much.
Jeez.
Like, yeah. So it's like it's really, I don't know, it's fascinating, and it's also like, it's interesting to see because obviously I find myself liking his defense lawyer a lot.
He's
which
awesome.
Is interesting. Yeah, he's like really, he's very committed. Like he's, the way that he describes why he became a defense lawyer in the beginning is like, I get it. Like it's kind of like he's kind of a libertarian, and he just wants to make sure the government's not like overstepping its bounds, and then like I feel like that's very real to me, and he's very skilled. Like I don't know what's gonna, like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen. I've heard like some spoilers, but like he has made some of the prosecution's witnesses, he makes some of them look really ridiculous in pretty amazing ways, and so it's like, I don't know, it's interesting because it's maybe also one of the first trials I've ever really watched like on a sort of, on like all the way through from start to finish. Like there, you know, it's obviously not everything that happened there, but they show a lot of the main action of the trial. I'm at episode 8 of 13. Yes. So,
and they still don't know whose fruit it is?
So you're still not convinced by that point?
I'm working through it, and I'm not gonna apologize.
It's always the husband and the boyfriend. Like, so many women are killed by their husbands and boyfriends, is all I'm saying. Like, I don't need to see it. I don't need to be like, oh, it's a mystery. Oh, did he do it?
And this is like a small spoiler, but it's not really like that. It's not like anything major. One of the big components of the defense that it's not like a huge component, but one of the things that his defense lawyer reiterates a lot during the trial is how like idyllic their marriage was and how in love they were. And I was like, man, that's like fine, but if I was on that jury, I would be like, okay, so was like every other domestic assault that turned into a murder or severe injury. And like in like 9 out of 10 murders, it's a member of the family. Like it's people that love each other. So like
Yeah,
that wasn't that compelling to me, and I was
but that's not why. I mean, it's just like I don't want to get too deep into it. Maybe we can talk like off snack, because I don't want to like get too deep into spoilers. But like it has made me think a lot about, like, I've thought about this. This is another thing I thought about listening to Serial, and it's a point that she specifically made in Serial. But like I really think that one thing that it would behoove us to remember anytime that we're talking about conspiracy theories or like, you know, placing blame about stuff and things like that is, and I'm not, this is not like in defense of Michael Peterson specifically, it's just what made me think about it, is like, if you had to account for what you did and why you did it for your entire day today.
Oh yeah,
because
it'd be so
like,
hard.
If I was like at work and somebody got murdered and I happened to leave right after that to like go get lunch or whatever, like I would have no, it's just like,
yeah,
you put things under a microscope, you know, in this way, and you can make yourself feel like someone is guilty or like they knew what they were doing. I don't know. I think about that a lot, and you know, in terms of all kinds of things, like even like when that email scandal was going on with Hillary Clinton, and I was like, imagine if someone just suddenly had access to all of your emails. Like, you think you could really, like, you think that it would
butter
really,
emails?
Do
butter emails?
Do you really think butter
emails about butter?
It's a child sex ring.
Like. You know, there's all kinds of weird, I don't know, it's just like people say weird shit all the time. Like, it doesn't do weird shit. And sometimes you just do something because you feel like it and you can't explain it. And then, you know, I don't know.
You're right. You're right.
I definitely thought about that a lot listening to Serial.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the big components was like the exact timeline. And I was like, who the fuck would know?
Right.
That I was not at all convinced that he did it.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Absolutely not. There was like no evidence.
And I'm not gonna say which way I fell by the end of the staircase, but I will say that by the point Hannah's at now, and definitely by the end, I was very much in one camp on if he did it or not debate.
I certainly have my suspicions And another thing is I listened to the entire episode that the My Favorite Murder ladies did about it, where they also very much felt a certain way, and the only thing they ever argued about was, well, it was not related to the central point of did he or did he not do it. Mm-hmm. But I just want to see it all before I make a decision.
That's fine.
I'll give you that. I do know the owl thing is very...
I haven't gotten there yet.
It's not actually in the show.
Okay,
it's
so
not.
tell me about the owl thing then. What's the owl thing?
There's a theory that it was an owl that killed her. Because apparently barn owls they live in that area.
Barred.
What?
Barred owls.
Oh. Barred?
Barred. Barred owls.
Really? Wait, is there not a species called barn owls? Have I misheard that? Oh, okay.
There is a barn owl.
Thank God. I thought you were gaslighting me for a second.
There is a barn owl, but barred owls are very common in my area.
Okay, that's probably what it is.
And in fact, I know 2 people personally who have had a barred owl attack the back of their head.
I was going to say that they're also very well known to attack humans unprovoked.
Huh.
And this is kind of spoilers.
And they're big.
Actually, it's not really, because it's like
it's history.
It's a debate
about
in
her
this.
Injuries?
Yeah. Because one of the central debates throughout the trial is how these injuries happen to her.
Right.
Because they're like really weirdly shaped, and they're lacerations without skull fractures.
Right. And there's like 7 of them.
Yeah.
And she fell like down, and like she has no broken bones, so it's like it doesn't really support a theory of being like bashed in the head or falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
It's kind of like just a weird thing.
And so some people say, like, if you look at the marks on the skull, they look kind of like an owl's talons. And apparently she also had like micro feathers that that owls have on their talons in some of her wounds or something. But it's like the problem I have with it is, like, if you look at like where it's located in the house, it's a really weird place for an owl to be. Yeah,
and then to get back out of without anybody seeing it.
Exactly.
And no feathers,
right.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's weird. It like, but there's this like guy who came up with that.
Holy shit! I just found a picture of a barred owl like picking up an entire cat.
Oh God.
The cat is in the air.
Netflix has a video on their YouTube about the owl theory.
I've caught a few barred owls at the museum where I was working.
Oh, really?
But, yeah. They're beautiful. I love
they're really
barred
pretty.
owls. And I love, they have a very distinct call, and it's, who cooks for you?
What?
Who cooks for you?
Who cooks for you?
Yeah, that's what you say. You know how calls sometimes have, like, words associated with them? That's what you say, kind of. I did that once. I was standing out back. I heard some barred owls, and I was standing outside, and I was calling at them. I was like, who cooks for you? And Molly was like, your mom. It was funny. But they're beautiful. They're so majestic.
Yeah.
I love, like, seeing them. I love hearing them. They're so cute. They're mighty.
Yeah. They are so cute. Just don't turn your back on them.
Yeah, no. I think there's one that lives at the certain jogging trail, because the 2 people I know who've had a barred owl hit their head, they were both, like, in a similar spot on the same jogging trail. So I think there's one who lives there in Durham that's, like, particularly ornery.
It's in Forest Hills.
I had to pause there because I was like, is that place near Forest Hills? It might be.
Same owl. I'm trying to kill people.
Did it lacerate their skin, though?
No, I think it was like they were both wearing hats and it, like, knocked their hats off. And might have taken one of their hats. I don't remember.
Wow, that's hilarious if it did.
Oh,
Yeah.
This one has really scary eyes. I gotta stop looking at. I'm gonna have nightmares about barred owls.
But barred owls, they're so sweet.
Look
They've
at
got
this.
sweet
Hang
little
on,
baby faces. They're so beautiful. They're so
Except when
beautiful.
they kill people.
Well, they don't do that.
They might have.
They're so mighty.
Oh my god, it's scary.
Wait, barn owls are way prettier than barred owls.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're so pretty.
Barn owls. They're smaller, though, I believe. Barred owl is pretty big.
I like barn owls' faces.
Oh, I like their colors.
A barn owl is between 1 and 1.5 pounds. And a barred owl is...
You know what I don't get? One time I went to this talk about...
1.6 pounds.
Oh, so they're similar. One time I went to this talk about raptors, which owls are raptors, and they were talking about how people often think that owls and cats look alike, and I don't get that.
Really? I don't get that either.
It. I've never seen a cat that has a beak. So that solves that. Erin, would you like to go now?
Debunked. I'm about to play for you a Who Cooks for Who.
Oh, okay.
Who Cooks for You, sorry. Hope there's not an ad. Yeah, here we go. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you?
That is distinctive.
My friend said that she was in her kitchen and a barred owl swooped by. And I was like, did it swoop by and look in and say, who cooks for you? Anyway, okay, I was kind of feeling a little dry this week. I was on fun employment up until Wednesday, and then I started my job Thursday and Friday. I have been rewatching Westworld. I got my grubby little paws on HBO login.
Nice.
And I've been rewatching Westworld.
So are you caught up?
Not yet. I'm almost there.
Okay, I'm interested to hear your thoughts off pod when you're caught up.
On Westworld 2?
Westworld 2, the sequel to Westworld.
I've been rewatching season 1.
Yeah, but there's also a season 2.
I know. I haven't gotten there yet.
Is season 2 over yet?
It ends Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll start watching that.
Yeah. I've been watching Queer Eye.
Nice.
I've been grilling a lot. These are all things, of course, that are previous obsessions. But I did think of one. One thing I've been kind of obsessed with is I've been swimming a lot in the Eno River.
Oh.
So I guess my obsession is the summer. I'm like, did you have a chuckle at me?
Yeah.
Why?
Nothing. I think it's nice.
Oh. Well, yesterday was the solstice.
Yeah.
First day of summer. Happy solstice. But yeah, I just love to swim in the river. I live right by it. And I've gone, I think, 3 times in the past 2 weeks, which is not that much, but there's a swimming hole I really love near me, and it's probably I'm a slow walker, so it's like a 40-minute hike to the swimming hole, but by the time you're there, it's all shaded. You could get away with not putting on any sunscreen or anything. It's all shaded, and it's all by the river, so you see little turtles and stuff. But by the time you get there, you're so ready to swim. You're so ready to get in the water. And it's just nice and peaceful, and there's a rope swing, and kids are swinging on it, and it's a lot less crowded because it's harder to get to. And so I've gone with my family, and I've gone with some friends, and I went the other day with just me and my little sister, and it was really fun. So just all the summer things, sitting on the porch and drinking beer and grilling and going to the river and
just basically living a country song.
Yeah, I know. I don't have a pickup truck, but boy, do I want one.
That's what the song's called.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so right. And on Sunday, my family's coming over and we're celebrating summer, and we're going to go hike and swim at the Eno, and we're going to go, River of Stranger Things fame. And we're going to go, and then I'm going to smoke a pork shoulder all day, and we're gonna have a solstice feast.
Cool.
Fun.
Yeah, fucking fun.
Cool and
So that's me.
fun.
Not really much to say, because most of the things I've been doing this week are things we have already discussed. But
And your new job.
in my new drawer, I've been preparing for that, and et cetera, et cetera. So.
And learning everything about a new job is no small feat.
Yeah, and this has so much to it. It's
a
just
big
a lot of most of my week will be just like watching people do their work, watching people kind of use the product that I'm going to be helping to maintain and make better and add features to. So it's good stuff, but a lot of learning, and so just like really tiring. So I'm so happy to see this weekend come.
Yeah. Love weekends.
Yeah, I'm glad you're taking a 3-day weekend, Hannah.
Me too. I'm so glad. I'm going to make
What
the
are you gonna
most of
do?
it.
Are you gonna garden?
Probably. And tomorrow I'm going to sleep in, and then I'm going to go get my oil changed, and, you know, just all kinds of good stuff like that. A lot of
Fuck yeah.
sleeping. I'm going to do as much sleeping as I want. If anyone tries to stop me, they can leave my life. They're invited to leave my life.
Yeah, and invite for my life. Well, you need to. All I require is that you wake up and edit the podcast, and then you can go right back to sleep.
Yes, ma'am. I can do
Edit
that.
it, publish it, and then head on back to beddy bye.
Let's wrap up.
Okay.
Oh, I just had one more note that if you recall, listeners, my obsession about shishito peppers, my future's obsession.
Oh, yeah.
We are in the thick of it. Boy, howdy. And it's been awesome.
Yeah, if you follow Erin on, like, I think it's Instagram, she's been, like, posting her, like, daily shishito pepper haul.
Oh, I forgot to post. I took a picture the other day and forgot to post it.
It's
I'll have to
been
hashtag
impressive.
latergram it.
Right. Ben, what's your homework?
What's your homework,
great
nerd?
segment, Erin.
Great
Thanks.
segment, nerd. What's your homework, nerds?
Ben, you're first.
Ben, you're first.
I'm being a
Being-
bully today.
You're being bad at it, though. You're being a bad bully.
Yeah, I'm not being mean enough.
No.
My homework is to
You're a real
watch
scamp.
the heartwarming movie Love Simone.
No.
Love Simon. And it's on Amazon.
Not
Although,
Prime.
is it not? No, it's, well, hey, I think you don't need Prime to rent it, right? I don't
no.
actually know because I have
No,
Prime.
you don't.
Okay.
No, you don't need Prime to rent it, but you can't get it free on Prime.
Yes, that is, yep, you got
Do we
it.
even ever know what prime means anymore?
You know, I've been thinking
Watermelon.
lately about wanting to, like, use Amazon less because I hate Jeff Bezos. But that's
yes.
a conversation for a different day. My Twitter is AnyDiscoGreg. Follow it for me.
For
and
me,
my
realness.
cat. Oh, I just actually, this is a quick random thing that probably should have been up front, but I retweeted something the other day, which was Gabriel Gundacker, who is a comedian that all of us like, because he's that video we shared the other week with the like music thing, and he also
Is this
made
music?
an album that I think we talked about on podcast about how he wants to meet how he wants to meet Drew Dreyfus.
Yeah.
He's in like a real band called Fat Night,
Oh.
and they're like an R&B soul group based in Chicago, and they're really good. And I've been obsessed with their song "Honest Man." So,
Wow.
quick shout out
What-
for that too.
What's it called?
"Honest Man."
What's the band?
Oh, Fat Night.
Fat Night.
That's it.
Cool. My homework is, if you're into true crime, check out The Staircase on Netflix. Also, another random upfront thing that we're putting on the back end. There's a new Polygon series called Fiend Zone like Friend Zone, but with an I in it, which is being done by one of my favorite people there. Her name's Jenna Stieber, and she has like a master's degree in media and something else. So she's like focused in a lot of her like academic career on horror movies and video game culture, media and culture. I think that's what it's in. But so she has a series where she talks about like different types of scary movies, scary movie like genres, horror genres, and like video games, and how like why they came to be and how they're evolving and changing and all this stuff. Like her first one was about zombies, and it was so much more like well thought out and like nuanced than what you usually hear about zombies. Because as you guys know, I have a fascination with like with zombie, like the zombie apocalypse. And so when people talk like say they're gonna tell me why zombies are so like common in modern like horror, I'm like, I always like will read it, and it's always like, oh, it represents consumerism and people don't want to, and like people don't want to lose their individuality because like blah blah blah. But she's got like, she talks about like all the different like phases of zombie movies and like video games, and about how the genre has like been changing in recent years to add like elements of building, which are kind of showing that like zombie movies really started becoming like their modern form like around and after 9/11, because people like American culture became obsessed with this idea that like the war can also come here, and like wastelands and all this stuff, and like that kind of imagery. And now it's gotten to the point where like, you know, we kind of expected to all die or be ruined from this experience, and we've seen that like life has gone on, and you know, you see that also with something like The Walking Dead. And so like, you know, that all these games are starting to include like rebuilding elements sort of, or like building a new type of society and stuff. And so it's kind of like a hopeful turn, which was really interesting. But like, I've never seen anybody get that in depth with it, or talk about the different things that zombies have meant, and that they don't always mean the same thing. And she's been doing that with other types of things, she has like I think she's on her fifth one now. So they're really cool. They're not very long. She's got a really like fun to listen to voice. She's very like chirpy and confident, and a wonderful haircut. And she uses all kinds of great clips as well. It's not just her face. Her haircut
is great to listen to.
So highly recommend. And also watch The Staircase, and you know, also watch Terrace House, because I've been watching that at the same time, which has been a weird like juxtaposition.
Where did you say we can find the zombie thing?
On YouTube, on youtube.com/polygon.
Cool.
I'll post a link. Erin, my Twitter is at Anthropology. Erin, what's your homework?
Sup? Well, my homework is to rewatch Westworld and watch Queer Eye Season 2. And then probably watch Westworld Season 2. And then go swim in your freaking river, you fricks. My Twitter is at EarnBurn. I review lesbian movies, and I really am going to do one soon. I've been really wanting to. But that's on Instagram. Over at LesbianMovieReviews on Instagram. And it's on Instagram.
Cool. Well,
yeah. Check that out on Instagram.
If you're wondering where you can find Erin's lesbian movie reviews, like what platform, you can tweet at us at TooBroadPod.
Oh, man.
Huh?
Oh, keep going. I'm so sorry.
TOO Broadpod. And then if you want to email us, you can
Instagram
to ask where Erin's lesbian movie reviews are.
Yeah,
Instagram.
You can email us about that. Way too broad.
I don't know why she won't just tell us.
Yeah, it seems weird that she's not just telling us, but That's
Instagram.
fine. So, you can also join our Facebook group, and maybe she'll tell us there. I don't know. Maybe she's just like saving it as an Easter egg for the Facebook group, and then
You just have to find it. I was in the car with my little sister, and I forget what we were talking about, but she was like, well, speaking of that, it was, I was expressing some perceived sexual tension between two female characters in, Incredibles 2. And Chloe, my little sister, was like, oh, speaking of that, Lesbian Movie Reviews wants to follow me on Instagram, or like it suggested Lesbian Movie Reviews on Instagram, and I was like, oh, you should follow it. She was like, really? I was like, yeah, I mean, if you want to.
why not?
She was like, okay. And I was like, we were quiet for a moment. I was like, you know, that's my Instagram account, right? She was like, what? And I was like, no, I run that. And she was like so impressed with like my follower count, which is almost to 1,000.
What?
So yeah, I have a
Wow.
yeah,
Look at you.
yeah. I'll have to post something.
How long has
Soon.
it been?
Let me tell you here. Hold on. Let's see. I have 932 followers. That's almost 2,000, right? My first one was August 10th. And you know, actually what's funny now that I'm looking at my first post is that one of the actresses in this first movie I reviewed is in Westworld
Oh.
as well. So anyway. Oh, but what I was going to say earlier was did anybody give us any suggestions on what to DM Barack Hussein Obama?
No, nobody did. Let's put the call out for another week, because also we're out of time to send that tweet, and I think we should send it. Or DM.
Okay.
So
I do like thanks for the follow and the presidency. That's my favorite so far. That was
it's very good.
I think that was Ben's suggestion.
I'm gonna keep asking. I think I might just start asking people in my life. Be like, hey, okay, here's the situation. We have the ability to DM Barack Obama one time. Probably.
We have the ear of President Barack Hussein Obama.
Right. What should we say? And I'll
Just
start...
one ear, just one time.
Right. So I'll try to gather some suggestions for us.
Okay.
Okay, let me put that in the homework for you.
That sounds great. I am not throwing away my shot.
Okay, I think that's all the things. Leave us a rating on iTunes, and thanks for listening, and we love you.
God, we love you.
Just love you. And the podcast candle is now extinguished.
Extinguished.
Bye.